May 14, 2015, from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, was Game 6 of the Rockets in the Clippers series. And the Clippers had been up 3-1 in this series. The Rockets won Game 5 in impressive fashion. And then here in Game 6, it looked like the Clippers were going to close out this series and do something that they had never done in their franchise history, and that was make it to the Western Conference Finals. And they were up by 19 in the third quarter. It was a close game at halftime. It was a 2-point game, 64-62. But then in the third quarter, they were up by 19 points with 2.5 minutes left in the third. But then the Rockets started to close, and it was actually a 13-point game at the end of 3, 92-79. And then in the fourth quarter, the Rockets, they kept pushing, they kept going, they would not quit. And the Clippers would keep them, at double digits. It was still a 12-point game with 7.5 minutes left to play. But then the Rockets, they closed it. They got to within single digits. Josh Smith hit a big three-pointer to make it a 6-point game. And they hit another three-pointer to make it a 5-point game after Chris Paul had a layup. And that was just one of 4 shots that the Clippers would hit from the field in the fourth quarter. And then they would end up tying the game at 102 when Corey Brewer hit a dunk. He slammed it in, and that was 2 of 15 points that Brewer would score in the fourth quarter. He scored 19 points in the game, 15 of which were in this fourth quarter, including a three-pointer that would come with just under 4 minutes left that put the Rockets up by 3, 105-102. The Clippers in the fourth quarter, they just could not hit a shot to save their life. They shot just 4 of 23 from the field in the fourth. And once the Rockets took the lead, that was it, and they closed out strong. And Jason Terry hit a three-pointer with just over 10 seconds left, and that made a 15-point lead. Chris Paul did drain the last shot of the game, a three-pointer as well, but it was all for naught as it was 119-107 as the Rockets erase a 19-point deficit to win by 12 points as they outscored the Clippers in the fourth quarter 40-15, and they outscored them in the final 14.5 minutes 49-15, and they did it without James Harden on the floor. James Harden didn't play for the final 13 minutes plus of this game. He didn't even step on the court in the fourth quarter, and Dwight Howard didn't even hit a shot from the field in the fourth. Is Dwight Howard's only points in the fourth quarter. He had a free throw that he made. So I think it was just the 1 point from the one free throw by Dwight Howard, as it was mainly Corey Brewer and Josh Smith who were just tearing it up for the Rockets during that stretch as they came up big. Brewer especially off the bench, and of course Josh Smith lighting it up with a couple of big three-pointers. They would bring them, within 6 and then within 5, as I had mentioned. Which is a crazy comeback for the Rockets, and the Clippers just fall apart. The curse is still there in LA. They couldn't close it out in Game 5. They couldn't close it out here in Game 6. They've never been able to close out a series clincher when the Western Conference Finals was right on the other side of the win. They're 0 for 5 in games where they had a chance to move on to the Western Conference Finals, as they have never been there. They've never won the NBA Finals, and now they will have to win a Game 7 on the road in Houston against the Rockets if they wish to change history. And in the history of the NBA, 227 teams have trailed 3-1. Only 8 teams have come back to win after trailing 3-1 in the NBA in a series. The last team to do so was the Phoenix Suns back in 2005-2006 season. It was 2006, obviously, when they were playing the playoff games in the series, and that was in the first round against the Los Angeles Lakers. So that's not really a good omen for the Clippers, as the last team to lose after being up 3-1 was the team that they share the Staples Center with, the Lakers. And as I said, the Clippers have never won a game in which they could clinch the series to move on to the Western Conference Finals. So a crazy game. I'll tell you, I was watching this one. I thought surely the Clippers had it in the bag. When it was a 19-point lead for the Clippers, I walked away. I had it DVRing, but I figured, hey, this game's in the bag. I walked away. I went to the kitchen, went to go see what there was to eat up in my refrigerator. Heated up some leftovers, some rice and chicken with some broccoli, and then, put some hot sauce on it. I come back and I'm like, it's a 6-point game. What happened? I couldn't believe it. I had to go back and watch how they made the comeback. After I watched the rest of the game, I was like, man, I'm now glued to my seat. Watch the rest of the game, then watch the fourth quarter back. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. It reminded me of the Bills and the Dolphins back with Frank Reich, over 25 years ago. But man, what a crazy game. I could not believe that the Clippers just collapsed the way they did. That's the headlines today. The Clippers collapsed, and they surely did. They just fell apart in this game, and it wasn't even, with Harden wasn't even on the floor. Dwight Howard only had 1 point in the fourth quarter. He did, however, have 20 points and 21 rebounds in the game. But Josh Smith and then Corey Brewer, 15 points in that fourth quarter. Just to create. Terrence Jones was coming up big, too, off the bench. And the Clippers, man, just 4 of 23 from the field in that fourth. They couldn't hit a shot to save their life. They were missing layups. They were missing dunks. They couldn't hit nothing. They looked like the Clippers of old. They looked like the Clippers from the 80s. It was horrendous. It didn't look like it was the same team at all. What happened? Really, what happened? It looked like they were tanking. That's how bad it was. It looked like they were trying to lose on purpose. Was just how bad they looked in the fourth quarter. It was just horrendous. They couldn't hit anything. It was, it was just such a bad performance down the stretch by the Clippers. So now they're going to have to go to Houston. How are they going to win? I don't know, though. On the bright side, I guess, at least Chris Paul hit that three-pointer at the final shot of the game. But, man, Houston dominating on the boards. They had 19 more rebounds. They had more than 3 times as many offensive rebounds. They almost had 4 times as many offensive rebounds as the Clippers couldn't get an offensive rebound to save their life. They only had 4 offensive rebounds versus 15 offensive rebounds for the Rockets. And the Rockets had 60 rebounds overall to 41. And they also, the free throws too. I mean, the series has been known for the whole hack at Jordan, but the Rockets actually made more free throws in this game than the Clippers attempted. Well, the same actually, is they made 32, and that's how many the Clippers attempted. 32 free throws, and that's how many the Rockets made. So it's a crazy game. They made twice as many three-pointers. Both teams shot, about the same from the field, 42.5 to 41.8. But just the dominance by the Rockets on the boards. They're hitting their threes. The Clippers couldn't hit a shot to save their life. And now we're going to Game 7. It was crazy. So I don't know what's going to happen in Game 7. I still have to believe the Clippers are going to win, but I don't know how. If history is going to repeat itself, it will be the Rockets. So we'll see. Is somebody going to make history, or will history repeat itself? Only time will tell. We'll see on Sunday, Game 7. I know I'll be watching. Let me know what you thought about this game, about the Rockets' amazing comeback, about the Clippers' epic collapse as they choke big time and they fail to win a series clincher with the Western Conference on the finals once again. But let me know in the comments section what you thought about this game and what you think about Game 7. Who do you think is going to win this series? Moving forward, will the Clippers finally get to the Western Conference Finals, or will the Rockets be the 9th team in NBA history to erase a 3-1 deficit to move on to the next round? Thank you very much for listening. It is greatly appreciated. I hope you're having a good day and have a great weekend and enjoy all the sports.